Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be making a video on a low cap gem in the supply chain industry. Many of you guys will know it. I'm talking about Morpheus network. I think this is going to surprise a lot of people. I'm going to explain in this video various reasons why I'm so bullish and where I see the price potentially going in the short term and also in the long term. So if that sounds interesting, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are new, as I do upload every single day on my channel. So before I get into it, I'm not a financial advisor and this video is not financial advice. So we've got the short-term to medium-term technical analysis here on the daily chart for Morpheus network. You can see we are kind of in an uptrend technically now because we have obviously broke above this dynamic reactor. We are now, in a more uptrend in terms of the macro when it comes to Bitcoin and other cryptos as well. But it's not fully confirmed as to whether the bull runs in, right, for crypto in general and also for Morpheus network. So some of the things that I'd be looking at right now with regards to Morpheus network is the fibs. So I've done the fib from here up to here. You can see we are still in an upper end of the fib. We're not at that golden pocket range yet, but it could actually be a wise time to be DCAing right now, considering the fact we are very close to the dynamic reactor, considering the fact that we are very close to the fib, which is located around 1.52, it would probably be quite wise and quite sensible to start DCAing into Morpheus network right now for the long run. Obviously not financial advice. You can also see the RSI is drifting more into that oversold region right now. So it could potentially be a good time to start DCAing back into Morpheus network. Now, I am in profits on Morpheus network. I was buying it quite low down around here, but I think it's going to be a lot higher when it comes to the next bull run. And I'm going to talk about that right now before I get into the main reasons as to why I'm so bullish. So personally, I think we could easily go to over a 5 billion market cap for Morpheus network. And I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I know it's very ambitious. I know it's a lot. I mean, if we went to an 8 billion market cap, that would be a 100x. So I'm not calling, it to be that high, but I think anywhere between a 50 to a 75x for Morpheus network seems extremely doable. There's many things that work in the favor of Morpheus network, such as the great tokenomics, 99% circulating supply. That's better than VeChain, such as the low market cap as well, only 80 million with very little dilution. And I'm now going to get into more of the tech, more of the things that are going on in terms of the project itself. So let's just start off with the vision from the CEO, who I'm also really happy to see as the CEO of this project. I've listened to him a lot. He gets his name out there. He talks. And this is all you really need in a CEO, is someone who's willing to share their project, willing to update the investors, and willing to really just speak honestly about the project. And that's what I gather here with Dan from Morpheus Network, rather, not Morpheus Labs. So it says here, our view is to optimize the global supply chain. We have this technology that we're leveraging. It is a revolution that's going on right now in the blockchain technology. Okay, so for some reason that was difficult to read, but basically what he's saying is that their aim is to change the supply chain globally with the technology that they've got, and obviously through the use of blockchain technology. And I think it's a very bold goal, and I think it's also something that's very realistic. There's many benefits to blockchain-powered supply chains rather than the current system that we have in place right now. You can see right now, this is the current system that we've got right now. There's much more kind of step by step. It's not as interconnected. It's not as interoperable. It's much more slow, right? It's not as efficient, not as interoperable or interconnected. You can see how it goes from suppliers to manufacturers to transportation. And you can see it's step by step. Whereas the new aim with blockchain powered supply chains is that it'll be much more interconnected and much more efficient as a result. Okay. Less steps basically, and less time to get to the people that you want something to get to. Furthermore, one thing that I like, and I mentioned this just then, is the team. The CEO I like. He's very talkative about the project, very intelligent, and you can see there's more names here as well, all fully doxed. You can go and see some of their LinkedIn profiles. You've got a legal counsel, a lot of people getting involved in things like partnerships, and it's really, really good to see that all of the people behind the project are all fully doxed. Now, one of the differences that a lot of people will ask, why is Morpheus Network different to VeChain? One of the reasons is the fact that Morpheus Network is more of a middleware technology. Okay, it is not necessarily the same as VeChain. VeChain is more of a layer one where projects will build upon. So projects will build upon VeChain, whereas Morpheus Network could actually act in partnership with VeChain. Morpheus Network could act with loads and loads of different blockchains, if that makes sense. So it's more interoperable, arguably, and a bit different. But there's still a lot of similarities between the two projects. And the question always is, why would we think that VeChain is going to be dethroned by another project that's smaller than it? And I'm not necessarily arguing that it will. My argument is that Morpheus Network has a huge amount of room for growth from the current market cap. Most business sectors don't just work in monopolies. A lot of them work in duopolies or much more competition than just two. Okay, and I think that will be no different with the crypto supply chain. Yes, VeChain will probably be the top dog, but it wouldn't surprise me if you see Morpheus Network somewhere similar or somewhere close in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, I would even argue in the next 2 years, Morpheus Network has a huge amount of room for growth. You can see just right now, VeChain is 26 times bigger than Morpheus Network. So it's a huge disparity. And I think this gap is going to shrink as we head towards the next bull run. Where do I see VeChain going? I mean, if I see Morpheus Network going to around 5 billion, it wouldn't surprise me if VeChain goes to around 20 billion or even higher. So I still think there's going to be a gap, but I just think it's going to shrink. And maybe in 5 or 10 years, you'll see them very, very close. So like I said, I'll be looking at buying it maybe lower down here. I am already in Morpheus Network, but I'd be looking to add even more to my position if we were to dip down to around 1.5. There's another thing that I wanted to mention here. Well, oh yeah, the partnerships. So partnerships are a huge feature in a crypto project. It's one of the most important things. A project is only as good as its partnerships, really, because we want cryptos to be fueled by adoption and fueled by usage. You know, a lot of cryptos are merely just investments. Most people who put money into the project are just investors. They're not actually utilizing the token. Whereas with Morpheus Network, I would expect there's going to be a lot of token utility and a lot of projects and companies using the token. And you can see this here. So you've got some huge names here, such as DHL. If you don't know DHL, you probably haven't shipped something from country to country. They are huge in terms of global shipping, whether it's your own items or whether it's more company items. Absolutely huge. Same with FedEx as well, in more than 220 countries. So what you can see here is that it's not necessarily that Morpheus Network are rivaling these companies and are trying to kill them off. It's more that they're working in unison and working in partnership to obviously make supply chains much more efficient. You can see Swift, Ripple, and many, many other huge names obviously being integrated with Morpheus Network. And one other thing that I wanted to say is, if you just follow their Twitter, you can constantly see the partnerships that they're doing. Almost every week there's a new partnership, or almost every month there's new partnerships. And that's something which I also like, is the fact that they are working to aid adoption. They're not just sitting around. They're building in a bear market. And I think it's going to be absolutely huge in the next bull run. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to go across. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments section down below, but I think it is going to be absolutely huge in the next bull run. Maybe around a 50 to 75x on this one is very realistic. Check out that Patreon page if you guys haven't already. I highly recommend it for anyone who's new to crypto, but even people who would say they're relatively established in crypto, because especially with the VIP Plus tier, you can fuse your minds with many other crypto investors, and that is a very powerful force to be reckoned with. That can be done through the VIP Telegram group, which is extremely active, full of like-minded individuals. There's millionaires in this group. There's people putting in hundreds of thousands of dollars just into low cap cryptos. So join this group if you want to be kind of networked around other like-minded individuals. You can also see everything that I'm doing, okay? It's not just a community. You can also track all the things that I'm doing. You can track when I'm buying a new coin, when I'm taking huge profits, which I do. And you can also see my portfolio. So you can see the new coins that I add, the new projects that I'm buying, especially those low caps that generally go up 5, 10, 15, 20x, even in short periods of time. So thank you guys all for watching. I look forward to seeing everyone in the next video. Check out all the tiers. There may be something for you. There definitely is in each one. And I look forward to seeing everyone in the next one. Goodbye.